Okay, guys, we're back. Okay. Right, we should be going. Oops. And I'm all tangled up. I got wires everywhere. Hold on. I'm tangled between the phone charger, laptop charger. Right, where are we? Hold on, because I can't see nothing. So, give me a sec. Hold on, nothing's happened. Right, I'm here, guys. No, I'm here. No, I was typing on the computer, so I moved it. Hold on a minute. Whoa, give me a sec. Come on. Oh, God, I can't see anything. I can't see anything. Oh, my God, I can't see anything. Whips. Hold on, I can't see anything. So if you're talking, I can't see anything. Right at this moment, I can't see anything at all. And I'm not talking about the computers. I mean, I can't see anything. Oh. Yeah, I've switched the other computers off. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and nick the Wi-Fi from downstairs again, from the shops, if I can. I should be able to reach it from this room, but I don't know. I'll try it on the other computer and see if I can. Can you share a Wi-Fi signal? If I log on to a Wi-Fi signal from one of the shops downstairs on my phone, can I then share it to another device? And I say that because some of my devices will reach, but others will not. So I can't use both devices on one connection. Right, okay. Croissant Brigade issues a statement on Telegram. Oh, if you've got Telegram, go see what they're saying. Let me know. Oh, Hamas. Yeah, it's about the 2 captives. They've released 2 to Egypt. Oh, so if Israel won't accept them, they've given them to Egypt. Local media also reporting potential release of 50 hostages. Ha! Hamas a bottle in it. 52 hostages to be released. The bottle in it. That's because of the aid going in. 52 hostages to be released, but no military hostages. So that means no IDF will be released. It'll only be the civilians, probably foreigners with dual nationality. Ask one why he thinks I would block Muslims. When someone comes in the live chat, how do I know people are Muslim? I don't. You know, you're a name on a screen. I don't know your gender. I don't know your religion. I don't know nothing. And I don't care for it. I'm not interested. Gaza hospital workers forced to treat patients with household items like vinegar, screws. Nurses are using cell phones as flashlights to guide surgeons at operating tables. Well, I've got a question. If they've got no power, how are they charging their phones to use the flashlight on the phone? You know, this is nonsense. This is total bullshit. Al Shafi Hospital forced to use generator for emergency only. So emergency life operations only. So intensive care operations. Because fuel's running low. They had a fuel. They had fuel trucks in today. So Al Jazeera are lying as normal. What's this bullshit she's holding up? I don't speak Arabic. What's she saying?
Puts our lives in danger. We're taking a tour in the streets of Gaza, just very close to my street here in my neighborhood. And everything looks so empty. You could barely see people in the streets. This area used to be a very densely populated area. Okay, Dr. Mansour, I believe this is your house, just opposite to the bombardment that we can see in Al Abbas police office and the mosque. Why did you decide to come back?
She can come stay in my house if she wants. I don't mind. She can have this room. She can report on the shit conditions I'm forced to live in. AC 130. Really? Okay. Israel refused to accept 2 of the hostages. I can't put the sound up, so I don't know what she's saying. Because it'll cause too much feedback. Army says troops moved into Gaza. So there's boots on the ground now. Well, we knew that anyway, because we've seen them. Oh, it's another 2 females. Right, watch the telly, because I'm going to make some more sandwiches, because I'm hungry again. Where's my plate? Oh. What did I do with my bagel? Hello guys, making sandwiches. Maybe 5-10 minutes. Only 10 minutes because I'm making sandwiches. You've got to toast them. Talk amongst yourself for 10 minutes. maybe. Right, sandwiches are in. Israel says it intercepted on him. Quick enough. Karachi, that's India, isn't it? Yeah. That's the disputed territory in India between Pakistan and India. Hospitals across Gaza are on the brink of collapse as supplies of medicine and fuel run out. Well, that's bullshit because they've had both fuel and medicine today. Gaza hospitals workers forced to treat patients with household items like vinegar, screws, and sewing needles. Well, look at Korea. They had to do the same. Hey Gaza, do you want some sandwiches? Can't seem to. Here you go, Gaza. Have some sandwiches. Yep. Israel and yeah, the Yankee flag. Oh, Argentina. Chicken bagels. I'm eating. Why would he be wearing a chainsaw on his head? Oh, Philippines. Well, from what I saw there, the Philippines rammed the Chinese Coast Guard. Not the Chinese Coast Guard rammed the Chinese. Well, I don't see Chinese bumping into Filipino Coast Guard. I see Filipinos bumping into Chinese. No, so two. They were released for humanitarian. Oh, now they've released pictures of them. I don't know what that is.
And then they'll eventually be handed over to the Israelis. But of course, we haven't heard anything from the Israeli government or any official commentary. A lot of what we're hearing is through Israeli media quoting Israeli security sources. Now, what we do know, of course, as you've mentioned, that there are two Israelis. They're said to be Israeli media reporting that both their husbands are still being held. That are being echoed, but is Hamas potentially only going to be releasing two at a time? And as we heard from the Hamas member there earlier, saying that they want conditions met, which is to stop
the bombardment of Gaza. Now, if that does happen and they release them 2 at a time or in small numbers, this could potentially prolong the ground invasion, the ground invasion that the government has very much been pushing for, asking questions as to whether they will go through with it when their family members are still on the other side in Gaza. There is real concern, and there's also a lot of criticism towards the government in their handling of this entire captive situation. And of course, we did hear that through Israeli media that potentially 50 captives, civilians even, would be released, something Hamas has denied. So it'll be interesting to see, where there's a lot of ping-ponging of information. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next. Yeah, absolutely. And interestingly, Nick, in the last 10 minutes, they've actually put out a video statement sitting right next to Benjamin Netanyahu, and they're talking about, of course, the same rhetoric we've been hearing throughout, that they will be going in hard and trying to remind the public criticism, asking questions where next, but trying to remind people and quash those rumours that there seems to be a rift when it comes to whether they should go in on by ground with boots on the ground or not. It seems, from what we understand, is that the Ministry of Defence, you have the army as well, that they're really pushing for that. You've got 300,000 Israeli reservists that have lined time and time again that they're now ready. Well, what next?
They're waiting around. 6. Are we going in or are we not? You know?
So clearly this video not put out information that was incorrect.
Has assassinated one of its senior members in prison. Raymond Duggan is one of more than 1,200 Palestinians who were rounded up by Israeli forces since Hamas launched its military operation. Let's bring in Charles. What are you hearing? That is in the northeast.
What the hell happened to him? Did he get some?
He was arrested in
Or did he bite his leg?
That town. Now, his lawyer is saying that he saw him today during a video call as part of a call.
What happened to his gob?
Earlier in the day, and he seems.
He didn't have that earlier. Well, I don't know.
Palestinians that have been taken prisoners since October the 7th, the first to die in custody. We already know that 95 Palestinians have been killed during these raids, but certainly the lawyer saying that earlier today he was perfectly healthy. Now, the Israeli prison service have put out a statement saying that he was being treated for an unspecified situation or condition in the prison clinic. An ambulance was called, but the ambulance service, the medics, when they arrived, pronounced him dead. And as you rightly say, Hamas and Islamic Jihad are calling this an assassination. There have been protests in support of this Hamas leader to us in his.
This is the South Bank.
But it's going to
be the South Bank, West Bank.
Protests in the hours, possibly the days ahead. It should be noted that this is not the first time that spent time in an Israeli jail. He was arrested in 2013. He was released a few months later. He also, interestingly, spent time in Palestinian Authority jails here, but he was a well-respected and well-known Hamas leader. So, it's going to be interesting to see if indeed there is further reaction from Hamas supporters in the occupied West Bank, and it wouldn't be at all inconceivable if in the hours ahead we will see more Israeli raids and more prisoners taken across the occupied territory.
You're right. I was going to say tensions have been very, very high in the occupied West Bank. How have things been today on Monday?
Occasional protests that we've seen right the way across the West Bank, but in terms of raids, of course, there was that raid last night that there were dozens of Palestinians taken prisoner in that raid, as I say, taking the number up to 95 killed since October the 7th. But today has been relatively quiet, but usually these raids happen in the very early hours of the morning. So, what are we looking at? It's 11 o'clock now. You've got to be looking at around sort of 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, where we usually see the Israeli army come into the occupied West Bank and take more men away.
All right, that's a picture from Ramallah. Thanks, Charles. All right, let's stay with the situation on the ground in Gaza. Reports of reports now on the last 24 hours of Israeli bombardment.
Nighttime brings no respite for Palestinians in Gaza. Instead, more death or destruction. The Israeli army says it hit 320 targets during the night, children among the victims. Gaza's health ministry says about 2,000 have been killed so far. Medical and rescue crews work through the dark to pull people from the rubble. There are only lights, torches, and car headlamps. Electricity is scarce in the strip under a complete blockade nearby. Those rescued are taken to one of the dwindling number of the Israeli army has been telling Palestinians to flee.
Yes, we were told that Khan Yunis is considered to be a safe place, and everyone came here from the north or from Gaza City. But unfortunately, last night was the hardest night so far we saw in Khan Yunis.
When we moved to Khan Yunis with my family, there were 7 of us. Then after the Israelis hit us and betrayed us, there's only 4 of us, 6 of us used to live together. This is a real nightmare, one I will never forget for the rest of my life.
Nearby, it is mainly medical supplies for the hospitals. There is also a small amount of food supplies which we've received. We will work with the Palestinian Red Crescent to start distribution instantly to those in need. We have distributed in the south and are hoping to reach to the north of Gaza to deliver the aid for those in need. Some of that work is now underway, but aid agencies continue to call for a sustained, reliable supply, one that includes desperately needed fuel for a population under siege and under unrelenting bombardment.
Harry Ford nations has just wrapped up in the Iranian capital. Among those attending were ministers from Turkey and Russia. Iran's foreign minister spoke strongly about accusations that his country was involved in the war in Gaza. Let's cross now to the Iranian capital, Tehran. Of course, the bar is standing by there. It's also, tell us what more the Iranian...
The groups that are acting out against U.S. interests, as well as the Palestinian resistance groups in Gaza, are acting on their own and without any direction from Iran. But the foreign minister did say he had a phone conversation over the past 24 hours.
The flashing lights on the tower are aircraft warning lights to warn low-flying.
He said that the United States has been messages back and forth to show self-restraint, and also asking the Iranians to advise the groups in the region to do the same. This is the first time we've heard directly from the foreign minister with such claims that there's been direct contact through an intermediary to the Iranians to try and solve the situation. He had the following to say to U.S. President Joe Biden. He said that over the past 2 weeks, the United States has been sending military aid to Israel and moving their warships to the Middle East. And is that showing restraints by the United States? He said to Joe Biden directly, he said, how can they say they don't want the expansion of war? Now I'm saying to Biden, stop your hypocrisy. The Iranian foreign minister also mentioned that he's been working behind the scenes with the Russian foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, who's been in Tehran on Monday, about that looming UN Security Council meeting where the United States will be proposing a resolution on Israel and Palestine. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Today, the region is a powder keg. The US security establishment is directing the war in occupied Palestine. The Zionist regime is suffering internal collapse. I talked to Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov, and we are consulting with China as well, that a resolution against the interests of Palestinians will not be adopted at the UN Security Council. Palestinian resistance groups say they're ready for a long military conflict. They said Israel targets civilians, including women and children. The US has sent messages to Lebanon's Hezbollah asking not to open a new front in the conflict. We've received messages asking us to practice restraint and also asked us to invite others to show restraint, but the US over the past few weeks has been sending military equipment to Israel. So how can we say they don't want the expansion of war? Now I'm saying to Biden, stop your hypocrisy.
So the foreign minister making it very clear that Iran is not going to stand by and going to use all its political power to